Netflix has a brand new anime movie coming out this weekend, and it's called A Whisker Away. But is it any good? Let's find out. What's going on, everybody? My name is Zach, and welcome back to a brand new movie review. I'm really excited to talk about this brand new anime film coming to Netflix this weekend. And of course, if you guys are new here, though, and you love talking movies, if you're just a geek like me or you want to be a geek like me, hit that like and subscribe button so we can keep talking movies and geeky content over here on a daily basis, as well as comment down below your guys' thoughts. Are you guys excited for this one? Are you not? Let's discuss it. That said, A Whisker Away is about a girl who is in love with her classmate and who tries to repeatedly get his attention. But after transforming herself into a cat, between herself and becoming the cat becomes ambiguous. This is an interesting movie because I didn't see a trailer coming at all for this. I saw it was on the Netflix Media Center and I said, hey, I'm gonna request a screener for this. Got it. And you know, when it comes to anime, I love anime, but I'm also very picky with my anime. I want it to be great. There is a lot of great stuff out there, and Whisker Away I wouldn't say necessarily falls down into that great category. I think there are great elements about it for certain. But there are definitely some elements that it kind of made me feel a little bit uneasy with some of the choices and the weirdness of it. And there's plenty of weird anime out there. There's a lot of weird anime that I'm sure you guys all love. There's a lot of weird anime that I certainly love. But in particular with this one, there's two storylines in here that kind of co-sieve with each other. That one is really cool and the other one is okay. It kind of feels manipulative, and we'll get to that one in a second. Let's talk about my pros first. So first off, I always love praising animation, and animation in this one is absolutely stunning. The attention to detail in some of the moments and sequences are absolutely brilliant, especially towards the third act itself. Some of the lighting and the flares at night just look absolutely great. Truly, the attention to detail in each and every one of those sequences and the way that they created the world was absolutely amazing. Stuff like that really just sticks out to me. And again, some anime can look very cheap, but not in this one. In fact, you can tell that there was a lot of time put into this, and I really have to acclaim the animators on that for sure. Going into the story in this, the mythology between becoming the cat is actually really cool, and there's a couple unique characters that really tie in directly into that I had a blast with and really were unique. They're quirky, but they're fun, and they add to the tone of this whole entire story. Speaking of the story, that is where I kind of segue into two different things, because again, there's two big parts of this story. There's one part that really deals with this love and everything that's going on with the classmate, and there's also the stuff that deals with the cat. But there's one thing that lies underneath there, and that's a lot of the family tension in here and the depression that is between that and hiding between this inside our main character that we follow along with. And for me in particular, that is the segment I actually wish it would have focused in on more when she is not the cat, and when they're deciding and kind of diving into there a little bit more. That's the stuff that I actually wish they would have really focused in on and really not gotten far away from, because that depression element I think many people will have been through before, and many people who have gone through separations in their families and divorce with their parents, that is stuff that I think is very prevalent in here. People really latch onto, and I think that's what they should have more focused on before, because it's more subtle in the background of the depression going on with this girl. Once again, the mythology with the cat is really cool. The way that they kind of tie into the characters in there, some of the stuff in the third act is absolutely great, and again, I wish they would have gone there a little bit faster. I think it would have made a little bit more sense and kind of even reminded me of certain elements from, say, Coco and Spirited Away that I think they could have even tied in a little bit better. But let's get to the one thing that really held this film back for me, and that is the love story with the classmate. It's cute, it's quirky, it's fine, it's whatever, and it's fine to have it in here, but for her to just become this cat to get his attention, I actually thought was the weakest point of this story. And I found the love story to, yeah, their chemistry's fine, it's whatever, and I can get in believing it, but it kind of felt manipulative from her point of view for me to make him fall in love. It didn't go easy with me. Like, that's what you're gonna do to make him fall in love, and I get with the depression element in there, but I think there were other elements that could have latched on, especially when it came to the family, that they could have focused on a little bit more than just the love story in general. Because everything within the high school just seems overly played out and just isn't for me. And again, it made me feel uneasy that this is the reason that she's trying to get him to fall in love and pay attention. I understand the reasonings behind why inside the film without getting into spoilers. it didn't work for me overall. That one little story detail is actually the thing that held this film back from me from being the most enjoyable thing, because there are moments where I'm like, I'm super into this, and then there's other ones I'm like, God, get out of the love story, please. There's so many more fascinating things that you could have done with this story in particular. In fact, you could have made this love interest more of a friend, and I think that actually would have worked even 10 times better. Oh, nonetheless, A Whisker Away is quite unique to say itself. Give me my final thoughts on A Whisker Away. Make sure again, hit that like and subscribe. And if you want to be geek like me, if you want to keep talking movies, I love talking movies down below in the comments section with you guys. So make sure to comment down below, as well as hitting that like and subscribe button. If you guys are interested in seeing movies early, once movie theaters start opening up, head on over to Sandwich on Films on how to see films early. And of course, just a big thank you to you and a big thank you to my Patreon supporters, because without you, I wouldn't be able to do this. Whisker Away definitely didn't whisk me off my feet, but I think for cat lovers, they're going to find a lot of fun in this. And I think for people who just love anime, they're going to find some fun in this as well. It's weird. It's definitely quirky and weird in that part. And the mythology behind everything with the cat and the world and everything inside of that nature is actually really cool. There's one really cool quirky character called the Masked Salesman who I love, and I would have loved a little bit even more time with him. Some of the elements in here did feel a little bit lackluster, and I actually think there was more that they could have dived into inside this story, and maybe could have even made it longer, could have been even an actual anime series. I could have really gotten down with that, but as a movie's runtime, I think half of this film really much works in the story department. Even though the animation is fantastic, I love the animation, I love the message behind depression and everything dealing within a family, and in general, that quirky character I really loved, but when it comes down to the love interest and everything in that, it didn't sit right with me. It felt a little bit manipulative to me, and in general, I'm just watching it being like, this could have just been a friend, it could have worked better in that route, and I understand why they were going that way. It just didn't seem right to me in the way it's kind of trying to portray itself. So with all that said, I'm gonna give A Whisker Away a C+. So what do you guys think of Whisker Away? Did you guys like it? Did you hate it? Let's discuss it down below in the comment section. Thank you guys again so much for clicking on this, and of course, until next time, stay classy.